Yo, welcome back to my channel. If y'all know this channel called Antlion Reacting Things Daily. Today we got a video of how humans accidentally created dogs. But if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Also leave a like and comment something. We're on the road to 50 subscribers. I think we're at 46 or 47. But let's get right to the video.
Of human history, wolves were monsters. If you were a human living 30,000 years ago, hearing wolves at night meant danger. You were small,
I
slow.
wonder how it felt like, how for a human to the very first human to see an animal, because imagine thinking you the only thing on it. Like, imagine walking around for a couple of miles and you not seeing nothing, and you just thinking you the only person or only living being on this planet, right? And then you run into like a wolf, a bear, or a lion, and it starts coming at you. What do you like? I wonder how they thought about that. Like, when they first seen it, what did they be like? What's it is? Let me try to attack it and see what it do, or just let me run and get away.
And surrounded by predators that could smell you from miles away. Wolves hunted in packs. They had massive jaws, terrifying endurance, and eyes that worked far better in the dark than yours ever could. And yet somehow, out of all the animals humans encountered, wolves became our closest companions. Not horses, not cows, not even primates. Wolves.
I'm surprised out of wolves and horses and primates. I'm surprised wasn't a primate or a wolf. But have y'all ever seen like them dire wolves? Do y'all like believe that those big old wolves? If you don't know what a dire wolf is, go search it up. Do y'all believe those big old wolves actually existed, or what do you think?
Wolves. Today there are more than 900 million dogs on Earth. They sleep in our beds, guard our homes, detect bombs, herd sheep, rescue people from avalanches, and wear little birthday hats while sitting next to cakes. But dogs were never planned. No human tribe sat down and said, we should invent a fluffy animal that plays fetch. Dogs were created by accident. And the strangest part is that wolves may have started domesticating themselves before humans even realized what was happening. To understand how this happened, you have to imagine the world during the Ice Age. Around 20...
I wonder like how every animal, like who decided to say, oh, this is a dog, this is a wolf, this is a cat, this is a lion, this is a mouse, this is sheep, you know? Just a bird. Like, who all decided that, and then why did everybody decide to stick with it? You feel me? Like, I wonder like who made up these names, and like everybody just decided, the whole world decided to stick, because no matter what country you go to, that's a dog, you know, that's a lion, you know.
1,000 to 40,000 years ago, humans lived as hunter-gatherers. Small bands of maybe 20 to 50 people moved constantly across enormous landscapes searching for food. Life was brutal. Most hunts failed. Winter killed people constantly. A broken leg could mean death. And at the edge of every human camp, just outside the firelight, wolves waited. Now here's the important part. Humans are messy eaters. Even during starvation, hunter-gatherers left behind bones, scraps, skins, and partially...
Basically, humans have been littering since they got on this earth. Since humans ever first walked on this earth, it's been litter. Y'all like think the earth was just like, it was like it's going to keep like going on a downward slope of people like destroying it, or do y'all think it's going to be upward sooner rather than later?
Eaten carcasses. To a wolf, a human camp was basically a moving pile of free calories. At first, wolves probably approached cautiously. The bold ones crept closer. The aggressive ones got speared. The terrified ones stayed far away and got nothing. But somewhere in those wolf populations, a few individuals were different. Less fearful, less aggressive, more curious. Modern genetics suggests some wolves may simply have been born more comfortable around humans, and over generations, those wolves survived better than the aggressive ones. Instead of risking injury hunting dangerous prey themselves, they could simply follow humans and eat leftovers near camp. Over time, evolution slowly filtered wolves based on personality. The friendlier wolves got more food.
Like he said, there's 900 million dogs, right, in the world, and it just origin from a wolf. That is crazy to think like that, how the evolution just, because a lot of dogs, like a lot of dog breeds would be considered more aggressive than other dog breeds. So does it tie back to, you feel me, like this? You know, because he's, I don't know, like...
The calmer wolves stayed closer to camp. The hyper-aggressive wolves died. And eventually, those wolves began changing physically too. This sounds fake, but scientists have actually watched something similar happen in real time. In 1959, a Soviet geneticist named Dmitry Belyayev started an experiment in Siberia using foxes. He wanted to understand how domestication worked, so...
Are foxes like from wolves too, or is foxes a type of like, is foxes a dog, or is it like considered a cat? That might be a slow question, but like, is it more considered a dog or more considered a cat, or is it its own thing? Because they like, you know, they like small like a cat sometimes, but then you know some of them can be a little bit bigger.
Every generation, he selected only the tamest foxes for breeding. That's it. He didn't train them. He didn't teach them tricks. He simply bred the least aggressive foxes over and over again. And within a few decades, the foxes started behaving like dogs. They wagged their tails. They whined for attention. They licked people's hands. But then something even stranger happened. Their bodies...
Well, dogs be having whiskers too, but like, I don't know, fox look more like a kind of like a, it's kind of in the middle.
Changed too. Their ears became floppy, their snouts shortened, their fur developed patches of white, their tails curled, and strangely, when animals become less aggressive, their appearance often changes too. Scientists noticed that domesticated animals across many species tend to develop softer faces, smaller jaws, patchier fur, and floppier ears almost automatically. The first proto-dogs may have started looking less intimidating long before humans intentionally bred them. Imagine standing in an Ice Age camp and seeing wolves nearby that looked slightly...
That's what I also think, like, a normal wolf, is that what they think the dire wolf is? Since all the wolves would be a proto-wolf or proto-dog now, you feel me? Because if a normal wolf that big compared to, like, you know, was that considered a dire wolf? I don't know.
Smaller, slightly calmer, slightly less terrifying than normal wolves. Not pets yet, but not fully wild anymore either. And this may not have happened in just one place. Humans and wolves were likely forming relationships across huge parts of the ancient world at the same time. For thousands of years, this happened silently, no human realizing they were watching evolution unfold beside their campfire. And humans probably noticed the benefits very quickly. Wolves hear things before humans do. They smell predators from huge distances. They track prey far better than humans can. A wolf hanging around camp was basically a living alarm system. If bears approached, the wolves...
Are them sled dogs that be like pulling in like the very, very cold places, are those more considered wild other than like a dog that we would keep in our house? Because them dogs are only really used for sled dogs, and sometimes it'd be wolves. So I wonder, like, is the aggressiveness how he talked about like the past wolves, or like, you know, are they more like a dog?
Reacted first. If strangers appeared, the wolves noticed. If prey animals were nearby, wolves could help locate them. Once both species started helping each other survive, the relationship accelerated.
Yeah.
This is why dogs are considered the first domesticated animal in human history. Earlier than sheep, earlier than goats, earlier than farming itself. And when humans eventually invented agriculture, dogs changed again in order to stay alongside us. As humans...
How much breed? He said it was 900 million dogs on Earth, but he didn't say how much breeds. Like how many, if you know how much different types of dog breeds there is, let me know. But there has to be like at least over 100,000 dog breeds, right? Because it's a dog literally for everything. Like you turn around, somebody breeding a cane corso with a pit bull now, you know? So if you know how much dog breeds there is, let me know.
Humans began farming and eating more grains, dogs gradually evolved to digest starch far better than wolves could. Think about how extraordinary that is. They were surviving with us before the invention of writing, before cities, before
So wait, before the invention of writing. So before writing, they probably ain't send no people letters, but like, that's why I be wondering, how do you figure out what to write? And then everybody just decide to stick with it. Just like some of these words we saying, somebody made up these words that I'm saying, and everybody in the whole world just decided to stick with it.
Metal tools, before the pyramids, and over thousands of generations, humans and dogs began changing each other emotionally too. When humans stare into a dog's eyes, both species release oxytocin, the same hormone deeply involved in bonding between parents and children.
But it's not always true though. Some dogs be taking that junk there. I remember one time I was at my grandma's house, and it was her old dog. He died now, RP Lucky, but my brother, he was looking at him, looking in the eyes and John, he got all aggressive. Mind you like a little dog. So I'm like, what you gonna do, you little, like, you know? But I forgot, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot.
Wolves don't naturally do this with humans. Dogs do. Your Labrador staring at you lovingly is not...
I know what I was about to say. I know somebody that they bond with their dog so, like, they so emotionally bonded to their dog, but like their dog is everything for real.
Not random behavior. Evolution shaped dogs to emotionally connect with human brains. Dogs even evolved facial expressions that humans instinctively respond to. Those famous puppy dog eyes may have become more common simply because humans were more likely to care for dogs that looked emotionally expressive. Some anthropologists think dogs improved human hunting success so dramatically that humans with dogs simply survived better than humans without them. Dogs may have helped humans spread across the planet, but domestication also came with a cost. Dogs lost much of what made wolves wild. Many modern breeds suffer severe health problems caused by human breeding. Pugs struggle to breathe. Dachshunds often develop spinal problems. Bulldogs sometimes cannot even give birth naturally. And yet traces of the wolf still remain inside them. When dogs circle before lying down, they may be copying ancient wolves flattening grass. When they howl, bury food, or twitch in their sleep, instincts from thousands of years ago are still surfacing. Inside every Chihuahua and every Husky is the shadow of an Ice Age predator. And maybe that's why dogs feel so different from every other domesticated animal. Cats live near humans. Cows tolerate humans. Horses work with humans. But dogs joined humans. They slept beside us while predators circled beyond the firelight. They crossed frozen landscapes with us. They guarded sleeping camps. They followed us into storms, migrations, wars, and entirely new continents.
Crazy to me how it all just kind of just started from one person, and one person turned into 9 billion people, or however much people on the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just so crazy to me. And then how these words and everybody just decided to stick with one thing. Like, you feel me? Like, everybody decided to call these animals these names, but the whole world know that. Like, you can't walk into no country and be like, that's a dog, and they're gonna tell you otherwise. That's crazy to me.
And somewhere along the way, the relationship became something deeper than survival. In Germany, archaeologists discovered a grave from around 14,000 years ago containing a man, a woman, and a dog buried carefully beside them. The dog had suffered from a severe illness as a puppy but survived for weeks or months afterward, which means humans likely cared for it intentionally. Think about that for a second. Ice Age humans struggling to survive in one of the harshest environments imaginable were still spending precious food, time, and energy nursing a sick dog back to health. That is not just usefulness anymore. That is attachment, friendship.
They be trying to make like them ancient humans from all the way back, like the Ice Age humans. They be trying to make it think like they weren't that smart, but they were smart enough to care for a dog for a couple of weeks. They was smart enough to take care of his illness and do what they had to do to keep him alive.
Maybe even love. For thousands of generations, humans and dogs shaped each other's survival, all because a few wolves became slightly less afraid of campfires. No master plan, no grand invention, just scraps beside a fire, cautious animals creeping closer in the dark, and evolution slowly turning fear into one of the greatest partnerships in the history of our species. And tonight, your best friend is probably going to fall asleep somewhere near you without knowing that this friendship actually began tens of thousands of years ago. But now you do.
W video. If y'all enjoyed that video, make sure y'all leave a like and comment something. And if you're new, subscribe. But I'm gonna leave a link to the video if you want to watch it without me pausing, because this is only a 7-minute video turned to like 15. But hey, I hope you enjoyed. But until next time.